Hi and welcome to today's edition of Bounce Back. As the rumours start about when the lockdown is going to ease and what the differences are when this comes, we can maybe start looking at the light at the end of the tunnel. And now is the time to start putting things in place so you're ready to bounce back as soon as the announcements are made and as soon as we know it is safe. So, are you ready? Have you done your research? Have you looked into what you think is going to happen in your club, in your coaching facility? Have you talked to parents about their possible concerns? Have you talked to the club and the people working in the club about how they think it's going to operate? When are you planning on being able to go back in? As soon as you're ready, are you ready? Okay, what's your program going to look like now? Are you going to stick with something similar that you had before, or are you going to have to change it? We know groups are going to be smaller, 2 maximum 4 in a group. So if you've been running groups of more than 4, how are you going to manage those groups? Are you going to start doing shorter lessons so you can still keep all your players? Or are you going to actually have to lose some players if you don't have enough hours to put people in? Are you going to go to 45-minute lessons instead of hours? How are you going to rotate these things? How are you going to manage the start time so you're not going to get the crossover, managing your groups? If we're going to be allowed groups, pretty sure the clubhouses are not going to be open straight away, especially if we follow in the models of other countries. What's your weekly timetable going to look like? How is that going to have to vary now compared to what it used to be? Were you working in schools? Are you going to be able to go back into schools, or are you writing that off now until September? And we'll see what that brings. If so, how are you going to address that balance in terms of your business and your business planning? Do you have a business plan now? Have you actually thought about how you're going to generate your income going forwards? Are you going to have to change the prices? Are you going to have to discount? Or if you're actually teaching less on a course, are you actually going to be able to increase your fees? Again, you need to have been doing your research, talking to the people that you're working with. And what's your marketing plan? How are you going to start the marketing to get people to come back? There is a genuine opportunity now to get new people into tennis, people from other sports, people that have found sport or activities during the lockdown period when we've not been able to go anywhere further than the garden. There are many people now actually actively involved in some kind of sporting activity, and they may want to try, and tennis is going to be one of the first sports back and allowed to play. And finally, what are your safety policies, procedures and protocols going to be? How are you going to make sure it stays safe? The last thing we need to do is to come back too soon and then have to close down again. We have to make sure this transition back into tennis is successful and safe. So think about all these things, get your ducks in order, make sure you're ready. The announcement's going to come on Sunday. We don't know for sure when it's going to be released, but the general feeling at the moment is probably in the next couple of weeks we might be able to start getting back on the court, albeit in a limited way. So plan, think, get everything ready so you can bounce back as soon as we are able. But as ever, in the meantime, the same message: stay well, stay safe and take care. Cheers.